Didn't play the intro. It is the Homemade Broadcast, episode 574. My name's Will Kuncz. This is Anna Hummel.
Hello. Thank you for your patience.
No, gosh, me's fine. I'm sure nobody else minds either. Like the real world and life beckons. Oh, your mic's off. Uh-oh.
There.
The real world beckons, Anna. There's not much you can do about it. I'm sure everybody understands.
Yes, I am. I'm working on something. Maybe you could give me some feedback.
Sure.
I'm working on my corporate smile.
Okay. Let's give it a whirl. It's I mean, it's not the worst I've ever seen, but it could use some work.
That is an acknowledgement that like you made a joke or something and it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
But I registered that you're trying to be nice to me, so I'm just gonna go.
Yeah. It does kind of look like you smelled something stinky a little bit, but you know, I mean, it's a work in progress. I'm glad Anna's obviously not here. She's I didn't make it to DC this week. I figured Donnie T's got enough on his plate this week. It's been very busy. World War III came and went. We won World War III champions again. It was cool. So I didn't make it up to DC. I got sick, which you were. Oh yeah, I'm coughing. I'm sneezing. I'm still sick. It's been like 5 days of this, which I might have a new variant that's going around. I'm not sure of the big one from many years ago. Did you hear?
Yeah, it seems like every time you leave your home for some nights, you get sick. Whether you go on a plane or drive, I just feel like you always return ill.
I figured, I mean, you're going to a wedding. There's just a lot of people. Airports, a lot of people. I felt sick before I left. I felt like this might have been something that was, I'll just shake off. And then when I experienced the highs of the Colorado mountains and what it did to my nasal passages of just drying and sucking out all of the moisture that was in there, it makes it easier for little bugaboos to potentially carve their way in. And I think that might have been what happened when I got back. You know what? I probably got at Costco, to be quite honest. I'm blaming the Rocky Mountains and airports. No, I went to Costco and then I felt sick the next day. So that's probably where I got it.
Was it? I know we talked about the altitude sickness. I don't think we really talked about like the ceremony. I know you were, someone said something inappropriate at the reception, a little third railish, but was it like a beautiful ceremony? Like, how was that? Did you feel moved at all? I mean, this is one of your longest and best friends who is wed now. He is a husband. Did you feel moved in any way other than drunk? Were you like?
I wasn't drunk. Believe it or not, I was not drunk. But I mean, I was, in the middle of a field. So I was mostly just, my eyes were very watery, but I think it was from allergens. I'm pretty sure, or the illness. I could have been the sickness too that was going on. But yeah, it was a nice ceremony, very simple, not a lot of people. It was good, yeah. And I did feel
how many guests showed up, like 50 or something,
60, maybe 65, somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah. So it wasn't a small amount, but it really wasn't a big amount either. I had to do something today and hold tough with it. And I think we talked about it, and I think you were on the same boat. I didn't have time to cook today. I wasn't really feeling that good. So I had to go out and get food for dinner. Julie is sick. I got Julie all sick. She's not doing well either. So I got her real sick. She can't cook. So she wanted a Five Guys burger. So I said, okay, I'll go get you a burger. So I did that. I ordered it online.
Look at you.
Ordered 2 cheeseburgers, 1 fry. And then it asked me in the prompt, do you want a tip? Give anything to the staff. and I clicked no. And then I pushed order, and I went and picked up my food. Now, the guy wasn't rude by any means, but he wasn't really nice either. And I'm wondering if he could see that I did not tip on that.
Of course you can. You can see the order.
Yeah, but you can't see the amount, I don't think.
That's a good question. I'm sure you can see the tip. But what you should do next time is a little trickarooski. You go, you're gonna pay in like cash. Can you do that at all? When you buy online, can you say I'm gonna pay in cash? And then when you get there, you just use your card and don't tip.
I don't know if you can do that. I think I had to put in a credit card. Because I think they're worried about people ordering and not picking it up.
Yeah, I think you can only do that if you have an app where there's already a credit card on file and say I'm going to pay in cash, and then you just show up and pay card, and then you don't tip, and then you don't have to worry about anyone messing with your food.
Right, because I mean that is my main concern. I'm sorry. I mean, I know that I don't know what an average Five Guys employee makes, but I'm sure it's not great money. It's probably minimum wage. But tips are for a service that is provided
to ensure prompt service.
Right, that's the acronym. Correct. I didn't, and I should note this too. I didn't even do curbside pickup. I went into the restaurant, got out of the car, excuse me, and I picked up my burgers. So I didn't do anything. All they did was make the food, which I paid for. It was $30 for 2 burgers and a fry.
No way.
Yeah. $30. 28 and some change. But I'm rounding up here.
Each burger's like
it's like 11
bucks for a burger.
And then fries, I got a regular fry and that was like $6.
That's disgusting.
It's just the way of the world. That's why I'm saying
$8 for...
If you throw on a 20% tip on $28, that's close to $5.
Yeah, $6.
Yeah. Or if you do 10%, but what am I? I get it that you're not making enough money at probably at your job. Nobody's making enough money at their job. So I don't know. I felt a little bit guilty, but I've been staying pretty strong with the no tipping thing. If I'm picking up food, if I'm eating in a restaurant, obviously it's a different story. It's somebody's, paying attention. Tipped. I didn't. I went to a coffee place over the weekend and I got a coffee and a bagel, and I tipped 10% because I just sat there for a while. So I felt like, well, maybe they'll have to like run a rag across.
And how much was that?
That was close to $30 too.
A coffee and a bagel?
Oh, I got, and then Julia got her whatever.
Oh, I was like, where did you go? Okay.
She got her thing. So I don't know. So I tipped there just because we were sitting at a table taking up space, and I thought they might have to run a rag over the table or something. So I tipped 10% there. But it was something where I went, they made the coffee. They didn't bring it to me. They said, well, and then put it down on the table, and I had to get up and go get it.
Was it the main place that people go? Was it the main place, or was it like another place? It must have been the main place.
No, it wasn't. It was a nice little, it's called Day of the Dead Coffee. It's on Almerton Road, kind of down towards the Indian Rocks Christian Church. Good spot, good coffee. Bagel was okay. But
that was this weekend?
Yeah. Because, well, I guess she also got a bagel and a coffee. But still, I mean, it's not cheap to go out. I mean, if you don't want to pay, you can't go out. You got to eat at home.
I don't remember the last time I went to. It must have been when my dad was here because he paid. I don't know, because even then we went to like buffets because we're gross. But yeah, I don't remember the last time I went to like a restaurant and had someone serve me for that reason. It to me, and again, maybe this is because of my heritage, but like, I don't enjoy feeling like it's not fun if I don't feel like I'm getting a good deal. Like if we're having a good time and everything's great, but I just spent, $80 on a meal and one drink. That you know what it does? It distorts the memory in my brain. I go, this wasn't fun. That's what happens. Even though I'm having fun, once I see the bill, I go, this isn't fun. And what that does, in the Jewish person's mind, they go, I'm never doing this again. So it distorts the memory. And every time I think back about it, I go, you know what? That place, they robbed me. I'm not going there again.
Well, the thing about it post-COVID world too is that everything's not as good. I mean, it ranges from it sucks to it's okay.
What do you mean?
Just the quality when you pay a lot for something and then you go somewhere and you consume it and then it's like, it's all right. Like I'm never really blown away by like, wow, this is so good.
What
beverage? How
does COVID play into this?
I don't know. I just think it's a service thing. Like I saw this story about it was a Juneteenth cake. Did you see this one? And they got pissed off.
Publix, it was like finally free or something.
Yeah, like, it was like free at, and then there was the at symbol, and then last. And I remember I talked about this not too long ago. We tried to get a cake for the Julia serves on some board for Egmont Key, and we had to get a cake for this dude who was retiring.
Oh, right. I remember hearing about that.
And they didn't know how to do like birds on cakes. And I'm like, you're Publix. What are you talking about? You can't do birds on cakes. They don't know how to do that stuff anymore. And I feel like that's a post-COVID thing because they used to do that.
Really?
There used to be a lady in the store, in the bakery.
Who was the cake artist?
Yeah. And she would like, I remember I got like, as a kid, I would get my cakes there and they were always really cool. They're always really decorated, really nice. Or they would put like, superheroes on it, which they probably got sued for and they can't do anymore. Disney probably sued them, but they used to do stuff like that. Looney Tunes, whatever.
I feel like you can still get those cakes, but they're like maybe like pre-made, or they have stencils and little things they can like little figurines they can put on them. But if you like want to audible something on a cake, they freak out.
You have to, yeah. They didn't like the birds. They were like, we don't know. They ended up doing an okay job with the cake for the guy that retired. I mean,
yeah,
it wasn't awesome, but it wasn't terrible. It was acceptable. But if you want something like that, I guess now you can do the specialized. Like you can find somebody in town on Instagram that's a baker and can do that for you now.
Yeah, if you want to spend like $60 on a cake at is it Mazzaro? No, Mazzaro.
Yeah,
boy. Help me. Lessie's.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah. They have like a pretty stellar bakery in Tampa. I think that we had some reps come in when we were both on Johnny's show. And my friend got a cake there for her son. It was like $40-$50 easy. Spider-Man cake.
A long time ago.
Cool. And it did make the thing that kind of freaked me out is it had red and blue frosting. And the next day, my doo-doo was green. And I was like, am I sick? And then Chris had the same issue. And then my friend also had the same issue. And her 4-year-old son had the same issue. So I'm like, okay, it was the dye from the cake. At first I was like, I think I'm gonna die, so this is not good.
Yeah, I had that once too, and I was just like, I'm just never looking in the bowl again. I don't want to know. It's just not worth knowing.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were pissed off about the cakes, how bad they were like decorated. I guess there was sort of a twinge of these Juneteenth cakes. Like, was it bad on purpose? Like, is it a race thing or something like that? But no. Nobody knows how to decorate cakes anymore. There's not an in-house person that can make good cakes. And I don't even know what you put on there. I feel like anything that you could possibly put on a Juneteenth cake could possibly be seen as offensive.
Yeah. At my new place of employment, they were giving out these bracelets, like the Lance Armstrong kind of bracelets. And like, again, how does one celebrate? I got a lot to say about Juneteenth, actually. It'd be kind of fun to talk about that. But the bracelets just had like disintegrating shackles on them.
Yeah.
Like to celebrate Freedom Day. And then I decided to do my own research, which is a big no-no when you're just trying to enjoy a holiday. And it said that actually there were still slaves after Juneteenth.
Yeah.
that slavery existed for about 6 more months in Kentucky and Delaware, even though the people in Texas were alerted. And I did see something, a poignant point, I guess, by a comedian that it's funny because, like, a lot of times I'm like, I was thinking that too. I didn't even think of this, but he was making a funny, but he was basically saying that white people should be celebrated on Juneteenth because we told them that they were free.
All right.
So yeah, it was Chris DiStefano.
But it is for everybody. I mean, it's not just,
he was just like, isn't this our holiday? Like, we're the one that told them. And I'm like, that's a really great point.
But everybody's celebrating it. It's not just black people in America celebrating Juneteenth. A lot of people have day off,
Yeah, it just feels like it's not my holiday. Like, that's what it feels like.
Didn't they have your company had a barbecue, right?
They did, yes. I didn't want anything, but in a bid to make alliances with my colleagues, one of the guys was like, do you want to get a plate and then just give it to me so I get more? And I was like, that's a great idea. So I got a plate and I was like, ooh, I would like some pulled pork, please. And some shredded chicken. I didn't even know what I was getting, but he just said no ribs. I said, okay. Yeah. So I got all the sides and everything, and then just held on to the food until the instructor wasn't looking, and then gave him his second plate of food, which is a good way to, on as a team player sort of a thing.
Yeah. Or it's kind of like prison though, where you kind of got your apple stolen and you didn't do anything about it.
I got my apple stolen?
Yeah, you got your fruit cup took.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't want the fruit cup to begin with. So
yeah, but they don't know that. The key is you got to look at the biggest person there and fight them physically at your job. Same as
I don't think that's a good idea for me. And because of the way I look, I need to just shut up is what I need to do. So
was the person that you gave the food to a person of color? What?
White. Actually, his name is Whale.
Whale. Yeah, that figures.
William. Actually,
up, you should have offered it to a black colleague.
You know what's funny is I had a few colleagues that were black, and then I think it was the next morning they all got fired, which is balls. That is a lot
on Juneteenth before the barbecue.
No, after the barbecue, they let the black colleagues that were in my cohort enjoy their day, and then the next morning on June 20th, they fired all of them.
Oh no!
Not for that reason, although one could probably make the claim, but unfortunately, we lost two blacks and a trans.
Oh no!
So we came to work the next day. Yes,
B's gone.
B is gone, and everyone.
Sad.
Yeah, super sad.
Really sad.
You
can see and hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because my TV just went off. There's a lightning storm going on right now. My TV went off, but that's good. I guess I stayed aboard. I could hear you, so I figured everything was okay.
Yeah, no, I can hear you just fine.
So the company that you work for essentially hired a diverse crowd and then quickly purged all of the diversity after the training period.
Correct.
I think we're back. I think America's back to what it was. Companies aren't afraid to do that anymore.
Well, I mean, let's just say they got plenty diverse. Like, they're fine in the diversity department already. So if they lose a few on the top, no one's going to say anything.
Right.
Because everybody, it's a very colorful company.
Yeah, most are these days, and that's good. I'm here.
That is good.
I want the Juneteenth barbecue, baby. I'm in. I want some ribs.
Let me ask you this, actually, because I just got my own desk this week, and I noticed that a lot of people on the floor they decorate their desks. A lot of different kind of flags all over the place, maybe Juneteenth flags, maybe rainbow flags. Many times, both flags fly on their desks.
They tend to go hand in hand.
Right. I was thinking that I would like to decorate my desk as well.
Okay.
But I wanted to say I voted a certain way without saying I voted a certain way.
Stars and bars. Get the Confederate flag up there. See what happens.
That is what I was exactly thinking.
Heritage, not hate. That's all you got to say, and you should be good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I was thinking maybe like a "Don't tread on me" flag.
Even I don't know how that one got. That one even seems like a little, because the Army uses that one, right? I mean, but that one seems like a little that people attribute that one to, I don't know, a certain type of folk, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, you could just do the full. Why not just do the Israel flag and then like a MAGA flag?
I feel like the Israeli flag would be scary. I assume that if you fly the gay flag and you fly the Juneteenth flag, there is a high probability you don't like the Israel flag.
That's probably true.
So I'm gonna just leave that one out.
Okay.
But we're coming up on 4th of July. I'm thinking maybe I'm just being festive, and then I just leave it, of course.
You mean putting up an American flag?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing like you said, stars and bars. Like
I meant the Confederate flag when I said that. Don't do that.
God.
Yeah. I was wondering why I got no reaction from you on that.
No, I thought you stars and like stars and stripes is what I thought you were saying.
Stars and stripes that's the American stars and bars.
Oh, my bad. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So no, I'm just gonna. So someone said maybe like a framed photograph of like Joe Rogan. It's like I want it to be like a dog whistle to all the other people on the floor that feel the same way.
I mean, an American flag might do that.
Yeah,
I feel like the American flag is pretty like you're a Republican if you have an American flag.
Which is insane. Yeah, no, you're right, and that's what I was planning on doing, and it just so happened to coincide with the birth of our nation, the anniversary of the birth of our nation. So I thought, you know what? Let's do it.
I love it. That's good. Nice. So it's not a desk. You don't have an office. You just have like a cubicle type of thing.
Yeah, it's an open, not open air. What am I trying to say? Open floor. There you go. Open floor format. So no privacy or anything like that. But you got your own little space. So
yeah, awesome. Well, that's good to hear. Next time, just make sure next year give your barbecue to a black colleague. I think they would appreciate that a lot, and I think it's the least you could do.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry about that.
You can reach the show 813-693-2124. We are live on Wednesdays, starting next week again at 6. We had some Anna's going through training, so that's why we had to bump it up over the past few weeks. But next week, back at 6.
Today was the last day of training. We're done.
Excellent. So we'll be back at 6 next week. Substack, hmbradio.substack.com. If you like what we do and want us to keep doing it, that's a good way to support the show. And, it's free. There's a free one there. If you sign up for free, you'll get the 30-minute episode that usually comes out on Sunday, early on Wednesday. If you sign up for $5 a month, you'll get the full uncensored audio only podcast up on Wednesday. Right after we conclude here, I upload it all and it's there for your leisure. Or if not, you can get the whole thing on YouTube, willsyoutube.com on Sunday at midnight if you can't join us live here. But we always appreciate you joining live. I know Garrett wanted to call in a few weeks ago, and I can do call-ins, but it might be easier just to have people join us in this box here. I can just give the link out if people want to hop in.
That'd be cool.
Do you want to try to do that maybe in the bonus portion?
Yeah, let's try.
Okay. All right, you freaks. If you want to join us, I'll put a link and you can click and come in, and just don't say anything too crazy. But it's a free speech zone here for the most part. I don't know what YouTube is very sensitive about these days, but I don't know. I don't think it matters too much. So yeah, we'll do that. I'll put that link out if you want to join us and talk a little bit. That'd be great. Oh, this is a good one, a Space Force flag. I just saw this comment.
What does that even look like?
It's cool. I think it's black, and then I don't even know. Here, let me look it up. Space Force flag images, and we are doing super chats, by the way, on YouTube. Oh yeah, this one's cool. Anna, you should do this one. Share this tab instead. There you go. What do you think?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
$8.99. Boom.
I like it.
And I think Space Force was Donald Trump's baby. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good indication. I like that. It was that Mastom.
Yes.
Thank you, Mastom. Excellent suggestion.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw that. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a sneaky one too. And I think the American flag is good to have too, Anna. I think you should do both.
I like it.
It is a crazy lightning storm out here right now. And I had this story. This is the saddest story that I found that was semi-local this week.
Oh.
Did you see how many people got struck by lightning? It was like 11 people this week.
In Florida?
Yes. And then there was like 2 shark attacks too in just 1 week.
Jesus.
It's popping off out here. I was grilling chicken yesterday, and it's like clockwork here now, right around this time, 5 to 7 p.m.
Why is that? I asked a girl at work today, and she looked at me like I was a dummy, which I am, but I go, she's like, because it just happens. And I'm like, I know that, but like science, why? What's the science?
It's just the sea breeze, the weather pattern.
Okay. All right. I'll look into it. I'm not satisfied with that answer. I need more specifics, but you're probably right. It has something to do with some winds or something.
I've always been terrified of lightning ever since the movie Powder. I don't know if you saw that film.
I've never even heard of that movie.
Okay. You should watch
Powder? Is it
Powder.
From the 70s? What is this? 80s?
No, it's from the 90s.
Oh.
I don't really remember exactly what it's about, but it's about a guy who's very pale, essentially. And then I remember at the end, spoiler alert, he gets struck by lightning.
Does he die?
I don't know.
You don't know?
You don't know. Because he might just become part of everything.
Like no one knows.
I mean, I think he's not around anymore in that form. You know what I mean? But he might be around us everywhere in the electrical spectrum.
So he dies, but his matter, if the energy never is destroyed, it's converted into something else, sort of a thing. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Maybe. They don't say. They don't give anything conclusive.
No.
But it might be a hinting towards that. But a guy that was honeymoon, and you don't mess with lightning. Like, you got to get out of the way. I think Floridians know the dangers.
Yes.
You can't mess around with lightning here. It's the lightning capital of the world. And this poor guy honeymooning in Florida died from a lightning strike on New Smyrna Beach.
Read your Volusia County community correspondent. A 29-year-old man has died after he was hit by lightning on New Smyrna Beach on Friday. Now, we're told the man was here visiting from Colorado on his honeymoon with his new wife, standing in ankle-deep water when he was hit. It's something Volusia Beach Safety here is calling an extremely rare occurrence.
Lightning can strike miles from the storm,
right?
As it did in this case.
Tammy Malfers is the director for Volusia Beach Safety. Part of their job is watching for the storms. This time lapse shows the storm moving through the area Friday. Malfers says it was still so far from the beach, they had not started clearing it yet.
So we see them, a lot of times they move in really fast. A lot of times they're, miles away, and you'll see a random bolt of lightning, which is pretty it happens. It's rare in like this instance.
Malfer says 29-year-old Jake Rosencrantz was hit. Lifeguards and EMS raced to start CPR after getting to him, but Saturday morning he died. Malfer says it was the first lightning death on Volusia's beaches in several years.
Probably over my years of service here, I've seen about 6 or 7 people die on the beach from lightning strikes. The storms get close. We start closing the water, closing the beach to pedestrians. We get people out of the water. We really urge people to seek shelter in a building or vehicle.
Lifeguards will start clearing the beach once the lightning is detected or thunder is heard. That's why she says this was a rare occurrence with it striking so far away from the storm, but warns it does happen.
Beach safety.
You could do, I think it's like 10 miles. You could be 10 miles away from the storm and still get struck by lightning. So you might not even hear thunder. So very sad. Yeah, guy, 29-year-old guy on his honeymoon, just got married and died from a lightning strike. Way to bring down the mood to start the evening.
I know, shame.
It's happening right now. I mean, I'm watching lightning from my window right now, and it's I think Floridians know, but you gotta take it seriously, dude. Don't be messing around with that. And on that note, let's go to the bonus time where you can curse and have fun. hmbradio.substack.com if you want to get that, or willsyoutube.com on Wednesdays at 6. We'll be back at 6 starting next week. Goodbye, Radio St. Pete and podcast listeners. We adore you. Bye-bye. All right. We're done. Time to have fun.
Yeah.
We survived World War III. It's done.
Well, I don't know. There seems to be a lot of twists and turns every time I go to bed and then wake up. I'm in a different world.
World War IV, Anna, is just around the corner. Don't let anybody fool you. But World War III, that was happening, which I got to be honest, even I was very unsure. We had talked about it. I didn't know if it was a good idea or not to be doing this, but I got to say, they bombed their Iranian nuclear substations where they were developing supposedly some nuclear technology there.
Yeah.
And nothing happened after that. And then they went, all right, we're not going to fight. Israel and Iran are cool now for a while.
No, they sent some theatrical missiles over to Qatar, U.S. military base with prompt or like a lot of notice. And they were easily shot down by the Qatari defense system, I believe. But they had to kind of save face, I guess, showing their own people that they are, strong and can contend with the United States military power. The Iranians shut off the internet. So I guess like whatever news they get from the Iranian news stations is all they know. So they're just like, we got them. And then they just kind of carry on. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like it couldn't have gone any better. They pretty much bombed it, and then we're like waiting for the response. They sent those missiles over that they gave advance notice that they were going to send. They were all intercepted. One of them, I guess, just spiraled out somewhere that wasn't even close to being on target.
Yeah.
And then they signed a peace deal. That's just.
And then the peace deal kind of fell through. Now it seems like it's back on, but that was a little scary where it's like Iran and Israel agreed to a total and complete ceasefire. I was like, what the F? Amazing. And then I go to bed, wake up, and it's like, just kidding. It's been violated. It's back on. And then Trump dropped the F-bomb because he was a mad dad.
He was a mad daddy.
He was a mad daddy. Yeah. And then it's like both countries were like, oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
He did. He said it's kind of I don't think it's the first time he's ever used the F word in a situation like that, but it was very dramatic where they said he said none of these guys know what the fuck they're doing regarding.
I did not know that was actually a thing when you said daddy.
Yeah, oh no. This is NATO chief calls Trump daddy after he drops the F-bomb. Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable. I mean, it is Pride Month still, so I kind of appreciate it. But yeah, it's a little. You want to hear him say it?
Yeah, I've not seen this.
Who is this guy? He's the NATO.
Chief NATO. Wait, is it at the top?
He's just the NATO
Is
president.
it? Wait. Little down there.
Yeah.
Mark Rutte?
Secretary General, affectionately referred to President Trump as Daddy. Why is this higher? You can click a link. Oh, well, let's see if they play it here.
It was very inconclusive. The intelligence says we don't know. It could have been very severe. That's what the intelligence says. So I guess that's correct. But I think we can take the we don't know. It was very severe. It was obliteration. And you'd think that a media outlet would say, isn't that a great thing? I mean, more importantly for the pilots, for the military, you take their guts out. You take their absolute guts out. They had a tremendous attack. It was a complete obliteration. The other team, the other group, Iran, said, let's stop this. And you know what? Israel said it too. Very smart. They fought like hell, and then they said, let's stop. And they're going to build themselves. And I really see it as sticking. I mean, we may do papers on it, Marco. Maybe we're going to do papers. I don't even know if you need them. They're not going to be fighting each other. They've had it. They've had a big fight, like two kids in a schoolyard. You know, they fight like hell. You can't stop them. Let them fight for about 2-3 minutes. Then it's easy to stop them.
And then Daddy has to sometimes do strong language.
You have to use strong.
And then Daddy has to use the strong language.
What is it, German or something?
It must be, yeah.
Something disturbing. Yeah.
European. Yeah, so that was it. It's a little weird. But happy Pride Month. It's going on. Daddy solved the problem.
Yes, he did.
I gotta, like I said, in retrospect, I was a little nervous when that bombing happened. I was like, uh-oh, it seems like it might be a problem. But you know, it's like we talked about last week on the World's a Giant Chessboard, and they're making these moves. Well, what if I do this? And then they're playing out the other. Okay, then they probably will do this or maybe this. What would be the most likely thing to cause the worst damage? And they must have saw that they had a strategic advantage there where they could do that. Nobody's really going to do anything about it because, at least yet, I mean, it's still early, but you know, there's always the butterfly effect where this could lead to something else down the line. But at best case scenario,
sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. Best case scenario.
Yes. My concern was mainly that Iran would join forces with like Russia or China. And I even saw that one Iranian official was on his way to Moscow to try to curry favor for nuclear bombs from Russia. Russia has more nuclear weapons than we do, so they have plenty to spare. So that was kind of a little concerning to me. But it looks like I saw a statement from China, and they seem to be pretty dedicated to a ceasefire and achieving peace. And I think that that's probably because I think Iran threatened to close the Strait of Hormuz. And I believe China gets most of its oil from Iran. So it did not want that strait to close because that is how they get most of their fuel. So, yeah, it seemed like they were dedicated to peace. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Russia. It seems like Putin's really amped to try to get involved in the peace deal between Iran and Israel. And Trump, I don't know if you saw what Trump said, but he's like, I don't need help with them. I need help with you.
Yeah.
Because you are in a war yourself, buddy, that we're trying to end. So
that's right. Yeah, I did see that. He's got a lot on his plate there with that. But boy, I mean, the people that were freaking out, the Dave Smiths, Tucker Carlson was having a conniption about it. And I didn't know. Like, I was just like, this one, I just don't know. I mean, I'm pretty peace as far as the world goes. I'm all for peace and love, man. But I also understand that sometimes you have to fight wars. If you come to a point in a conversation where the teams just can't get on the same page, even close, then you usually have to fight a war over that.
Yeah, you brought this up last week, and it was actually just like a great way to kind of simplify the options where you say, you know, Trump, and not just Trump, but many presidents before Trump said, like, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Yeah. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. And then they go, double birds, and then you go, okay, so now we fight. Like, I guess, like
That's it. That's all you can do. So, luckily, that seems not to be the case anymore. They don't, according to Trump, they don't have a nuclear program anymore, Iran, and it's been completely obliterated. There's been some discussions and some people who have said that actually the journalist who reported that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation also reported that his sources inside the Department of Defense said that it only set back the program a few months. So
I did see, I mean, again, it's hard to know what is true, of course. I did see some sources say that they knew the attack was coming and they were like transporting some uranium elsewhere. Like there were satellite images of like big trucks around what was it for? Is it not Fordo? And it seemed like they were anticipating an attack, so they were shipping the materials elsewhere. I don't know if that's true or if that happened or whatnot, but I did read that somewhere. So
yeah,
I mean, even if that is true, they're severely set back as far as most of the sources I've seen. So
yeah, it sure seems like
good.
it.
A little bit of time. Great.
Yeah. Also in the news, which kind of affects us, not really, but did you see the victor for the Democratic primary for the mayorship of New York? Did you see who won?
Yes. The Zoroastrian. What's his name? I like Zoran. What was that movie with Sacha Baron Cohen?
I thought you were talking about Adam Sandler, the Zohan.
The Zohan, that's what I meant. Sorry, you're right. It was Adam Sandler. My bad. Yes, Zoran Mamdani. So I looked this guy up this morning, Googled him, and he has a very interesting background. He is Ugandan Indian.
I think, yeah. I mean, are you asking?
Born in Uganda. Then born in Uganda to Indian Muslim parents, then made his way to Cape Town, South Africa for like a summer, and then made his way to New York City when he was like 7.
Yeah.
And apparently he's a failed rapper, which, by the way, Ben Shapiro played this guy's music video and was like dogging it. It's not that bad.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I haven't heard it.
I was like, it's not that bad. Like, I would kind of, it was giving me like Lil Dicky vibes a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like funny. But
yeah. Well, I think he's an out and out Democratic socialist. He's I've seen his, posts online. People have copied and pasted those and cropped them, and he's, kind of just a classic, into everything that those people would be into. State-run or city-run grocery stores he wants to do. He wants to defund the police. He wants to
completely defund the police.
What's that?
He wants to completely defund the police?
Whatever defund the police means. He thinks that too much money goes to the police force in the city of New York, so he wants to, cut that budget. I don't know if it's by some or a little or a lot, but oh no, we got somebody in the, should I put him on, Anna?
Yeah.
All right, we got our first caller here. It's John Cena.
In case you forgot, I fell off. I'm still hot, knock your shell off. Money stack fat because I can't turn the swell off. Yo, what up? It's John Cena.
What up, John?
Yo, I'm loving the podcast, yo.
Hey man,
straight
I heard
fire.
You're the like the most famous Tampa Bay resident. You live in Lake Wales? No, Land O'Lakes.
Yeah, but you're not straight up. Come out of West Newburyport, Boston, Massachusetts, yo, straight up.
John,
basic economics.
I hear you. Can I ask your opinions on the Zohan in the winning the Democratic primary for the mayor of the city of New York?
I'm not into it. Not me. They ain't my style, yo. I should have been mayor of New York City. I should be mayor of the United States of America, straight up. I'm the Marine. I'm John Cena.
I love that. All right.
I want to be mayor of the world, yo, straight up.
I would
But
vote.
y'all can watch me at Night of Champions this Saturday. We're going to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to wrestle CM Punk, and I'm going to stay champion.
Is that
I'm
real?
going to be the greatest of all time, the never seen 17. Gracing Saudi Arabia one last time.
Are you like 70? You're still wrestling?
This is my last season, my last year.
Oh,
December. At the end of December, I'm wrestling my last match in Boston, my hometown. And I'm going to win that match, and I'm going to retire as the last real world's champion.
Is that a new category for? That's not just the world champion anymore. They got different categories. The world's champion.
I'm just going to be the greatest of all time. I already am, so I'm just going to stay the greatest. It
Okay.
ain't nobody ever going to surpass me because I'm John Cena.
What's up with the hair around your neck there? The neck beard's kind of great.
You look like a lion.
Yeah, that's just what I got. I'm doing my newest movie, and they wanted me to try this shit. So I'm like, yo, I'll try that shit. So they glued this shit on my face, yo. This shit's crazy.
Is it a
But I'm
Harry
John
and
Cena.
remake?
Nah, I'm doing movies all over. I got like 4 movies in the works right now. I'm a modern day Tom Cruise, but I'm good as fuck, yo. Straight up. Did you see my Marine movies?
No, I gotta admit I didn't. I missed those. I heard they were pretty good though.
Well, you can check out my new shit, The Peacemaker. Season 2 is about to pop off on Prime. You're gonna be like, what? That's John Cena.
Love it. Well, John, thanks so much for the call in. It's nice to speak with you. I'm glad you're doing well, and I hope the movie goes good. With the
Thank you for the awesome podcast. And yo, Anna, I love that corporate smile. Keep that up, yo, like this. Jesus. All right, yo, I gotta run. God bless. Peace out.
Thanks, John Cena.
Wow.
Wow.
John Cena.
Pretty spectacular.
I don't know where his eyes went, but they were somewhere in there. So anyway, back to this. Ron DeSantis has warned that we're going to get an influx of new Floridians due to this, Anna. He said, I'm not a political prognosticator, not knowing what will happen in that mayor's race that's going on right now. He told reporters at a press conference at Clearwater Beach on Monday, he said, but I will tell you, if that, he just called him a leftist, does win, you're going to see Palm Beach real estate go up another 20%.
Oof.
Will likely happen very quickly because as bad as some of what they've had, this is Bill de Blasio on steroids. Which it is. I mean, this is not just a Democrat, who wants high taxes. This guy wants city-run grocery stores and set food prices. And I mean, this is actual real deal socialism.
Yeah.
And honestly, look, I want people to live how they want to live. I think it's great. I want him to win in New York. I want to see if it will work. I want to finally see if this is something that could work. I don't know how easily instituted it would be. Like, I don't think the mayor he just can't wave a wand. Like, he's got to go through a city council, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And all those.
But he can push for it. Obviously, he has influence, but you're right. He can't just wave a magic wand and make it happen. Yeah, it is bizarre. I don't think he has like pretty limited government experience. Who was freaking out about this that I saw that was really disturbed? I can't remember. I was reading an article today about it, but
I'm not sure. I want it to happen. I mean, I feel bad for people who live in New York, but I mean, if that's what they vote for, and like I said, I'm excited to give it a try, see if it works. It's the biggest city in the world. I mean, it's like New York is number one, so that leadership position means a lot. I mean, has there been any president? Rudy Giuliani ran for president based on his experience running the city of New York. I don't know if there's been any mayors that have been president, but a lot of people, I don't know, senators maybe, I don't know, who have come from that role
I remember who I was thinking of. It was Eric Adams.
Eric Adams, current mayor.
The current mayor, who is now an independent and will be running against this guy in the mayoral race. I'm assuming in November.
Wait,
and he would just right.
Eric Adams is.
Yeah, he's running as an independent against this guy.
Oh, interesting. Who's the Republican candidate there?
I have no idea.
Because they
I
might
don't know
have
if they have had their primary. I don't know. I don't know how this.
They might have their first Republican mayor. So it's Curtis Sliwa, that guy who did the that weird guy. He did the something Angels. He founded that group with the red hats and rode the trains back in like the 70s.
I have Charlie's Angels. I don't know what you're saying.
No.
But they do have someone to run in the Republican spot.
Yeah, it's him. Here. Yeah. This guy. Let's see who's got a picture of him in here. They don't have a picture of him in here
because he doesn't exist.
He does.
Doesn't matter. He's gonna lose.
Curtis Sliwa has won the Republican primary for New York City mayor.
Guardian Angels
ran unopposed. He ran for mayor in 2021 and lost to Eric Adams. So he might be the new mayor. He's kind of a kook too. You know what I heard about him is he has a bunch of cats. He's like a cat
daddy,
and he has like a little apartment with like 20 something cats in it. Yeah, a little weird. But he might be the new mayor. I don't know, because if Eric Adams is kind of, I don't know what his favorability is anymore.
I don't think it's very good. I don't think I talked to, not that, I talked to one person, that's how the whole city feels, but I do have a friend who lives in Brooklyn. She kind of has her finger on the pulse of things going on. They all hate Cuomo. They love AOC. She said all of her friends love AOC, which is obviously like this Zoran guy.
Yeah.
And they don't like Eric Adams. So it seems like it's probably pretty likely he's going to win this. Why can't I remember his name? Zoran? Is that his name?
Zoran.
Mondomni or something.
Yeah. I mean, good. I'm excited. I'm very excited for socialism in New York, in the city of New York. I want to see if this is a good opportunity to see if it works on a large scale. It's the biggest, like I said, it's the biggest city in the world. Let's see if it works. Let's give it a try. I'm all in, baby. I don't want to live there. And I think that's right. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, fuck. I got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah. My friend's actually trying to I talked to her today. She's looking for jobs remote jobs so she can move to Europe.
Oh, really?
Not because she hates America, but she just she wants to live on the Mediterranean. I guess who doesn't, right?
Sure. Not me. I don't think I want to do that either. Europe seems like it sucks too.
I wouldn't mind it. I would just feel really bad moving to a place and then not be able to speak the language. So I would want to, be able to get around a little bit before I moved there. But I would love to live on the Mediterranean for a bit.
I'd like to visit. I don't think I'd want to live there though. I can't think of anywhere. God, I'm thinking even as hot as it is here in Florida, and even after seeing the beauty that was the Rocky Mountains, how hot it was there. They don't have air conditioning out there. No place has air conditioning in Colorado. What? No air conditioning. It's not a thing. I guess because most of the time it's either very pleasant or freezing because it's 8,000 feet up.
So what about when it's hot? You just suffer?
You open the windows and it's a dry heat. So it's at least you're not sweating. You're just hot. Yeah, it's crazy. My buddy's house, he bought this house for $2 million, something like that. And it doesn't have air conditioning in it.
How did you feel about that?
I wish that there was air conditioning. I would have been more comfortable if there was. It does get cool at night there, but I get it even because it's not humid. The air didn't feel as cold. Like if it's 48 degrees here in Tampa Bay, you feel that. It goes through your clothes because it's usually pretty humid as well. So it's like a damp cold. But there, I was just wearing a long sleeve shirt and I was still like, it's warm. And I was like, it's 48. It said 48 on a temperature.
Whoa.
But I was still warm. I also could have been ill.
That too.
It could have been.
Your temperature regulation is all off.
Yeah, it could have been that as well. One last thing, Anna, I want to get to. I got to go back to bed.
I hear the thunder, dude. It's pretty close.
Yeah. Well, it's not really that bad outside. It is raining a little bit, but yeah, I can definitely hear it out there. Do you remember Jojo Siwa? You know who that is?
No, I don't. Okay. I did see it in the prep, but I didn't remember who that was.
Okay, so this person was a Disney kid, grew up in Disney, and became like, as an adult, as she grew, she became like a gay person and just embodied and personified the pride flag. Like she was a walking human pride flag. She was super cringe. She would play, music, her own music, and it was kind of dedicated to LGBTQ lifestyle, and she was all about it. She was just super into it. All of a sudden, she met a hot dude.
Ooh,
and then
tell me more.
She wasn't gay anymore after that. She just wanted to be with this man.
Snapped her out of it.
So I saw this article in the Post, and she claims that she was pressured into coming out as a lesbian. I don't know. Let's find out if we can find out by who exactly. Oh, no, she's Dance Moms. I thought she was a Disney person. Dance Mom star. She's 22. Has revealed that she felt pressured into coming out as a lesbian in an interview with Daily Mail's You magazine back on June 20th. She says, when I came out at 17, I said I'm pansexual because I don't care. Pansexual means anything, right?
Yeah, I think it's like you're attracted to the person, not the gender.
And it's not bisexual. That's different.
I guess it is.
Identify as other things, not male. So let's
look that up, because I think it's not sapiosexual, which means you're attracted to people's brains. Pansexual I feel like you'll fuck anything.
Yeah. Or
people bisexual, because maybe pansexual will do trans, where bisexual will just do male female. Perhaps that is the distinction. Let's find out together.
Yeah, it says it's towards people of all genders, and I think what it means is that because they have all these funky genders out there, like Two-Spirit or
so it says
male or female.
So says bisexuality and pansexuality both describe attraction in more than one gender, but the key difference lies in the scope of attraction. Bisexual individuals are attracted to two or more genders, while pansexual individuals are attracted to people regardless of their gender identity. Isn't that saying the same thing?
It sounds like the same thing to me. Just trying to overcomplicate it, but whatever. She was pansexual because she didn't care. She says, but then I kind of boxed myself in and I said I'm a lesbian, and I think I did that because of pressure. Siwa claimed that she felt pressure to come out as a lesbian from people she knew and members of the LGBTQ plus community. She said, from people I know, from partners I've had, you just get put into this world where you feel like because you now have said, oh, I'm a lesbian, you have to be a lesbian. And the truth is that sexuality is fluid.
Yikes.
Not really. I mean, you like anything. You're bisexual. You'll get down on a dude or a chick or whatever. But I don't know how fluid that is. You just happen to have a bigger range than other people. Siwa came out publicly in 2021, previously reflected on her sexuality earlier this year while on Celebrity Big Brother UK. She says, although she initially identified a lesbian, it wasn't until competing on the show that she realized that she was queer. All right, so what's queer now? I thought queer was gay. No? I feel like so queer. Do you know what I mean? She told fellow contestant and RuPaul's Drag Race alum Danny Beard, I've always told myself that I'm a lesbian, and I think being here, I've realized, oh, I'm not a lesbian, I'm a queer, and I think that's really cool. I thought queer was gay. I'm so confused. I've dropped the L and gone to the Q, baby. See what I did at the time. And then she met this hunk here, Anna. Do you know who that is? Are you frozen? Are you there? Anna might be frozen. I wonder if I'm... Oh, there she goes. She's gone. All right. I wonder if I'm still here. Am I still here? I hope so. Well, this hunk, I don't know who it is, but she met this guy. His name's Chris Hughes. He must be a UK guy. And yeah, he's pretty hunky. And now she's straight now. Or queer, I guess. Whatevs. God bless her. He is a hunk. I feel like I'm queer after seeing him. He is a very good looking man. Good for her. Batting out of her league there. But I'm happy for her, man. Thank you, Thomas. I am here. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go back to bed. Hopefully I feel better by next week. Thank you guys for joining us. For Anna Hummel, I'll say goodbye for her. I hope you guys have a great week. Join us next week at 6 p.m. We'll be back. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Goodbye.